Hello and welcome to Module 3 of our Organizational Leadership course. This is an important module and probably one of my favorite modules as we talk about the intentions of change, the realities of change, and the gap that exists between the two. The reason why I enjoy this module, and certainly enjoy all of them, but the reason why this one is important to me is many leaders set out to facilitate change with this end goal in mind. And I'll introduce tools in a future module about this step diagram. And it's when you talk about your current state, where you are, your desired state, where you want to end up, and then the steps that you want to take to get there. Certainly, this seems to be a straightforward pathway that should be clear, that should be linear. But the reality is there are dynamics that make that process a little more nuanced than maybe many leaders estimate. It's the underestimation of the realities of change that I think get in the way of leaders really being able to facilitate the type of change with the type of impact that they desire. There's an article that I'll also introduce you to in this module, and it is referred to as the type of change that leads to learning for all, and it's by Solution Tree. And in that article, we talk about first order change, and that would be some of the cosmetic changes, if you will. They're technical, smaller changes that are made, and they exist as tweaks within a system. And then second order change is more of the changes that transitions structures, conditions, norms, philosophies, policies, ways of being within a system. In many instances, and that can be in education and human resources and public policy and industry, any type of change that we're thinking about, making some of those safe tweaks around the margins or systems are necessary, but it doesn't lead to fundamental transformation within a structure that causes that system to evolve. And it's for that reason that we often spend a lot of energy and effort trying to facilitate change. And when we get to the point of measuring outcomes, we don't see changes in the outcomes that we're producing. So this module is designed to prompt your thinking about that. Many of you reached out to me or have probably wondered, what is first order change? What is second order change? We haven't gotten to that yet. And it's totally fine. The reason why I introduced that and asked you to write about that in your organizational analysis paper is for you to think about before you had this understanding. So think about that as a pretest, if you will, to assess what was your current understanding or awareness about first order change and second order change. And maybe you didn't have a ton of awareness around that, and that's totally fine. What this course aims to do is to pique your awareness and maybe even add substance to your awareness about the differences in change that actually leads to meaningful, measurable outcome in the ways that leaders intend when they set out to facilitate change. So this week will go by fast. I look forward to reading your discussion posts, but I certainly ask you to really think deeply about why is it that organizations and leaders set out to facilitate change. They have these great intentions in mind, but the reality ends up diminishing, diluting, or preventing that change from ever manifesting in ways that produce desired outcomes. That is a norm that exists within organizations, and it is a preventable, solvable norm that we can address when we are informed on the science, the research, and the theory behind how to effectively facilitate change. The article that I'll introduce, again, that first order, second order change, it is in the context of educational systems, mainly in pre-K-12, but there are certainly applications that can be drawn from that to industry, to post-secondary education, if you work in a college or university environment, to healthcare and so forth. So happy reading, happy learning. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, but wanted to reach out to you to thank you for your attention to really being able to dive into what does it take for leaders to really facilitate the type of change that they intend to. So again, please reach out to me if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a happy week and enjoy the beautiful weather.